When Margaret Okini was diagnosed with breast cancer, the fear of undergoing surgery prevented her from seeking early treatment. When she began treatment later on, after much persuasion, it was a little too late to save her life. Today, her husband, Richard Nso, is sharing Margaret's story with the rest of the world to encourage women to undergo breast screening exercises periodically.
Margaret Okini was a teacher who loved her pupils and students. Unfortunately, she lost her life to breast cancer at the age of 30 years, leaving behind her husband and 2 young children. Today, her husband Richard shares Margaret's cancer story with us.
After our second born, my wife realized a lump in her breast. We saw the doctor, told her what was wrong and all that, and with the file we brought, he went through, and then just took us to the CT scan. Immediately he saw where he needed to tackle, and then he was taken to the radiotherapy. Before we went there, now she was not able to walk well. Within a few days, she went through the chemotherapy. Yes, so she started the chemo. She did the first chemo. My wife was very fine. But the day we would go for the second chemo, she was even shouting. She was in pains. But when we went there, quickly they took care of the pains, and then she took the second chemo. After the second chemo, I realized my wife's strength was reducing, coming down. The doctor came and checked her up and called me to his office and told me my wife wasn't going to make it again. It's not easy because Maggie loved me and the children so well. It's not easy. I don't know when I will come out of it. Should I go in for anybody today, I will face problem because I would love to compare. Because the kind of love Maggie showed me, is unbearable. Even to the day of her last breath, she told them to thank me for what I've done for her. Because we really love each other. But who then am I when deaths come in? Yes. I tried to do my part. I did what I could. Financially, physically. When she was sick and she couldn't do anything, I didn't ask anybody to come around me. I was alone. I have to quit job for 3 months from March, April, May, till she died. I wasn't going to job. I only have to ask permission from my boss and tell him this is what I'm facing. I can't leave my wife home and come to job because she couldn't do anything on her own. Because of this, I have to let my kids go to my mom.